Off here from the PMAC. Tigers moments ago. Let's see if she can get off to a quick start. Looking to find Kate Koval through a couple of defenders. No, but they're
going to go score. You won't see them set up. They're going straight to the rim.
7 different scorers who had double digits as just shaken off. Opening the round game against Jacksonville Friday. Puts up her first 2 here.
And watching Michaela Williams over the last 48 hours, confidence and very intentional in everything she's doing.
Skips it across, great connection always with Flau'jae Johnson. Basketball is going to be of utmost importance for Texas Tech if they want to try to pull off an upset here. As Flau'jae Johnson showing off the handle. Home game, as we mentioned, on her home court. Teammates wanting to send her out with the bang, as we heard Alyssa Lang. This time the Phoenix was the destination. Zakiya Johnson with the steal, couldn't finish at the rim. Koval comes up with the loose ball. And this Texas Tech group on the Big 12 tied for 4th. Great turnaround that
the way that Texas Tech wants to score is get touches in the paint.
Again, late shot clock.
She said we show them when they play good defense, and that was one of those times. She was trying to hype up the crowd.
Johnson again.
You look at this LSU team and how they're built. I mean, Zakiya Johnson, she won 4 state championships in high school.
Correction, Hima Nunez, as they like to see that from her. The transfer from Campbell comes up with the rebound. Nunez, the lone points, the flip over to Maupin in transition, and now Maryland, where they can kind of probe and have success here.
Well, Texas Tech will start out in a set, but they eventually get to spreading the floor out and grit. You see that right there.
Yeah. Danae Fritz sees that one.
Back an opportunity to try to get that press set.
Joyner flips it over to Michaela Williams, looks down, 3-2. We'll sit down with those 2 fouls. Joyner, the senior out of Farmville, North Carolina, and networks go to ncaa.com. In that Fort Worth 1 regional, they'll be in action tomorrow against Illinois. It's a wonderful time of year as Maupin on the take.
Really execute any of their things offensively. Every player that got the ball seemed to be a little bit in a panic today.
Guys, about, is there a sense of maybe the nerves being taken care of because they were down? You can keep playing for me and your season's going to be over. She said it completely changed the look in their eyes.
Knows what it takes to have a successful program, and she was the guard for Cheryl Swoops, and with her lead superstar.
And selfishness there, she says she sees much in her team here. Corner 3, no for Maupin, who has scored the last 6 points, and the theft there. Pick the pocket, full Wiley, coast to coast. On the season for the junior out of Columbia, South Carolina. Nice cut to the back and full. Just a clean block. And they're replaying it in the arena. Fans knocks down the first. Maupin already with 8 points in this ball game. Off the bench.
She leads the
score
scoring, right?
For the Tigers.
And now she's probably going to have to sit the rest of this first half.
Flau'jae.
Now LSU has size on Bailey Maupin.
And Maupin goes for Texas Tech. And we talked about, again, if the Lady Raiders want to move on to the Sweet 16, they need a tremendous effort from Maupin, who's putting it up of this second round game of the NCAA Women's Championship. Into Sanogo, guarded by Koval, tried to wrap around and spins off the rim.
Whatever defense Texas Tech puts out there.
That shot partially deflected by Zakiya Johnson, out ahead, and as they swing the ball around on the perimeter. Flau'jae working on Maupin, going to work again. Too strong off game. Snetta Collins, trapped white jerseys all around, into the hands as it's intercepted, and you talk about the connection. Gentlemen, that was on full display right there for the Tiger tandem. Flau'jae getting a breather. And Williams looking to go to work. Free throw line. Hines thought about the 3, gave it up. And Richard pulls up. Hines taking her time as they set. Koval finds Williams in the corner. Thought about the three, takes it. This Tech coming over from UTSA, loses the handle. Michaela Williams out and running again in transition. Oh my goodness!
A team we're watching in Phoenix in the Final Four.
Well, they are in Sacramento 2 regional bracket Friday. They were very intentional about their practices, worked on a lot of things, but they said, hey, look, we've got that energy.
Or start the offense. At times, you're going to see her move her in and play the 4. The versatility of number side.
The player, as you mentioned, you pointed out the scoreless in this one with 5 minutes to go in the half. Inside to Sonogo, kicks it back out to Collins. A long 2 and 2 strong.
Now they're in a man-to-man.
Richard sizing up, launching the 3-foot on the line. And Texas Tech out and running. They have had a tough shooting afternoon from the floor. In the corner, that's Denny made for Texas Tech.
Fritz gets time to get her feet set. Oh! Tech talked about in practice yesterday was running her off the 3-point line. You cannot allow her, when she gets those puppies lined up, forget about it.
He fell in the face.
Oh, yeah,
so,
a lot of great teamwork there.
That was good. Good job, Drea. Good job, Drea. 2 will go on the shot clock, fading away. Hoping that their senior can advance, but this senior wants to advance as well. Another possession deep into the shot clock, giving it up at the last minute. Fritz had to pop back out. Offensive rebound for the Lady Raiders. Fritz gets another try this time. Top of the key, 3. Their Lady Raiders continuing to try to fight and stay in this one. What a find.
And a willing passer, you're very dangerous.
But they've also had terrific defense. You talked about so important to Kim Mulkey's team. In the corner, there's Maupin. Yes!
In the stands, her parents here. She wants her season to continue.
Williams in.
And while she's handling it, she just, I think,
each nation's leading scoring team with 43 points already. Kayla Williams, Flau'jae Johnson teaming up once again. Directing traffic, she runs to the basket. Malone gets it inside to Maupin. Tough shot at the end, no whistle, and that takes us to the close of the first half. Big foe team. That one's too strong from Fritz Johnson, who inches over just a little bit and is fouled on the 3-point attempt. So no. Knocks down the second free throw. As we let you know, for the 6th information, go to ncaa.com.
Now Jada Maloney.
Rejection up ahead. Williams to Johnson as a spill of LSU players on the floor. Michaela Williams still down. Well, again, you think about this LSU superstar in Flau'jae Johnson, who just were a community, just model player. Oh my goodness. Did y'all see that? Mylasia Fulwiler just couldn't complete the play to play close.
How does that contribute to everybody else?
I love listening to Michaela and Flau'jae tell us yesterday and 40 career games in an LSU uniform, and that was deflected by a couple of Tigers. And just tiptoeing on the inline.
Chatting with assistant coach Bob Starkey yesterday, and I asked him what are some of the things he's going to miss about having Flau'jae around, and he said she came to us about being more involved. We didn't seek her out. She came to us to make sure she was.
Flau'jae Johnson returns to Baton Rouge. She's going to be welcome just like Simone is, the hometown native.
Well, Simone has a statue, and before the game, you and I went over.
Big Four comes up with the steal. Did you see that pass? She jumps, she's like, oh yeah.
Final Four, because that is a special time.
We won it all in 1999 with Purdue. Jada Malone with the putback and put in. Tech team, 6 of their 7 points in the 6 of their 7 field goals in the first half came from the three-point line. Snutta Collins still held scoreless in this game.
Phoenix, because the defense, not only can they score, the defense, they're holding Texas Tech to shoot 24% from the floor.
As that one bounces in.
Lined up to get in here.
Williams kicks out. Bella Hines, good look for three. It goes down. Williams comes up with the loose ball, finds four. Back to Williams. Plenty of time. She hits. Count it. Who used to feed off of his energy is now bringing something completely different here in the tournament.
You know, understanding the amount of the energy that Kim Mulkey said that Gary Redis brought, said she misses that every day, misses his energy in the office. The players have to come together, and they got to...
Collins, who appears hurt, or foot dragged a little bit there, got... Johnson. Woo-wee. That just Texas Tech looking for the final shot of the quarter. Stolen away by Hines. Puts it up at half court. Oh, just rims off. Flau'jae Johnson with already her 7th career 20-point game. That's most among active D1 players.
Character to go along with talent has a lot to do to make her attractive for the GMs in the...
Johnson, a projected top 5 WNBA. Sanogo, who's blocked by Grace Knox emphatically with ECU as that one. Pickpocket, Johnson, finish. Yes, ma'am. 16 appearance. Michaela Williams taking it hard all the way in. No, there's my Joyner.
Is to be able to coach a star like Flau'jae Johnson and has allowed her to flourish both on the court, off the court.
The work that she does as well, just a great example of a human being is Flau'jae Johnson. There's Joyner going on.
Mulkey has brought in transfers, has signed freshmen, and these two, Flau'jae Johnson and Michaela Williams, adjust, welcome, and have led. So this program has
3 national championship, the first in program history.
Well, you had Kim Mulkey when she first got the job.
Rebounds for Mama. Kim Mulkey goes against her former team, or will she face off against Kara Lawson and the Blue Devils?
Yeah, really. Their offense has really turned around to go along with the defense that...
And for more on that, Alyssa Lang got a chance to talk with Coach Starkey about the scout.
Yeah, I was just curious about his process, right, guys? We do nothing but watch the opposing team. And again, all of that goes into that report. So just for context of what LSU's preparation for Tuesday, then they hit Villanova head, and he says Kim Mulkey's the best boss he's ever worked for. He said, I know I don't have a ton of years left doing this, but I'm finishing it out the right way.
You can learn a lot by following Bob Starkey.
Inside to Sanogo, and Sanogo with the bucket.
This LSU to be prepared is the strenuous SEC season they have been through. They have seen just about everything they're going to see through this tournament. Be important because she's got to anchor the paint, and Kim Mulkey really likes her basketball IQ and just directing traffic on the defensive end.
Snutta Collins lifting for Texas Tech to try to keep them in this ball game. Koval once again just muscles her way back up.
But she's got to feel proud about that.
The final minute of this second round game. And Collins. And passing the century mark, and that's in their 4th straight Sweet 16. Flau'jae Johnson was phenomenal this afternoon as we send it by. She's standing by with a listen.
Flau'jae, you told us you knew this was going to